Update 37 went live with plenty of good surprises. Let me show you the highlights featuring 15 major changes as well as a few new things. Let's dive in. Hello everyone, welcome back to another Fallout 76 video. At long last, I'm back. Yeah, I know I have been radio silent for a while. If you want to know more about what has been happening with me, feel free to watch the outro because I don't want to spend too much time here ranting about my life in the intro. Anyway, Update 37 is now live. It's a relatively small patch focused on bug fixes and game improvements. There's dozens of patch notes, even if it's a small one. As per usual though, there are highlights, points which are way more important and useful to know than the rest. Well then, let's make haste and head to the 15 major changes and fixes with the latest update. Let's do this. The ProSnap camera received a new feature with the latest patch. This utility item is crucial to complete several missions, dailies, and even challenges. And at long last, Bethesda finally decided to add a mode where the photos do not get saved into the user's gallery. It's basically a way to save space on your console or PC, since, well, you are forced to take certain photos to complete activities, right? It's not like you really want to photograph such moments. You do it out of duty because you have to, not out of joy or will. But now you can do it freely without worrying about cleaning your gallery later. On PC, the default key to change modes is Z. Make sure to aim your camera first or the interface won't show up. Now, if you don't want your camera photos to be stored, make sure to run it in not saving. Lastly, keep in mind that all camera photos you take, even those not being saved, will always consume film, which means if you are out of it, bad luck. You won't be able to take photos regardless the mode you choose. Bethesda just released a realistic update for the Deep Pocket Armor mods. It's a visual one though, so it's not game impacting. Now, when you install Deep Pocket mods in your armor limbs, they should display small pockets as a visual indicator such mod is active. However, while testing, I came to a strange conclusion. I started by removing all my armor mods from my Secret Service and One Brotherhood Recon arm. Then I compared front and back as shown here. As to be expected, everything is looking clean. There's no pockets since there are no mods. Then I proceed to install all the Deep Pocket mods to compare the visuals. And well, I'm not going to lie, I felt really confused because everything looked the same. Where are the new pockets? Am I blind? I looked everywhere and nope, no change at all. Everything looked the same. At this point, I assumed this change was not live or not working, but I decided to test further. And thanks goodness I did. I crafted a full set of combat and leather armor and did the same thing. Compared front and back, and without the Deep Pocket mods, it looks like this, so it's very distinct. And then with the mods on, surprise, surprise, for those specific sets, this change is working just fine. The limb pockets are showing on both as intended. And obviously this is not how the standard sets look like, as I just showed you a few ago. Here's a side-by-side comparison again, so there's no doubts left. I suspect that most heavy armor is not displaying pockets for whatever reasons, but I did not test every single armor to be 100% sure. All I know is that some of the most popular armor sets, aka the Secret Service and Brotherhood Recon, are not showing any pockets. So if you own one and you just noticed what I did in this video, don't worry too much, it's just another oopsie from Bethesda's part, and it should get fixed in the future, sooner or later. Update 37 is a relatively small patch, as mentioned in the intro, and barely any brand new things were introduced. However, there are some major fixes to be excited about, such as the energy weapon durability fix. Finally, they seem to be back to normal. If you still remember, a few patches ago with the Tester Metal update, a huge new bug emerged affecting most energy weapons, some more than others. As a result, they would break much faster for no reason. Bethesda confirmed this was a bug and they have been working on a solution for almost 2 months, if I'm not wrong. Anyway, to test this fix, I used my quad ammo Tesla, which I used to test it when the bug emerged at the time. I remember that it would break without completing a Harper's Ferry run. It was incredibly frustrating and sad to use this gun, so I stopped altogether. Now, I was able to run one full Westec in Huntersville, and my Tesla's durability did not break. In fact, it was ready for more, with the durability bar a bit under half. Note that I started the experiment with full durability, of course. I believe this fix is in place, since Teslas were one of the most affected weapons. My Gatling Plasma and Plasma Caster are also performing normal now, so I do believe this bug is all patched up, at least. For now, you never know when it can emerge once again. It wouldn't be the first or second time, that's all I'm implying, don't read further in. There is another major bug fix related to energy weapons introduced with Update 37. That's right. Now, energy weapons attacks in VATS mode can no longer increase the crit hit meter twice. Yep, it seems like this type of gun was buggy under VATS before. I was not even aware of that bug, to be honest with you. But I did feel a huge difference using my Gauss shotgun after I returned with this patch. I often use this gun with VATS mode, and I did notice that now it takes 3 to 4 hits to fill up the crit meter. Before the patch, it used to be 1 or 2 hits. In other words, I could crit non-stop with the Gauss shotgun. Yeah, these days are over now. It was a bit unrealistic anyway, so this fix makes a whole lot of sense in my view. I also tested with the Enclave Plasma Pistol, and the crit bar no longer instant fills with a couple of hits as it used to happen. I need quite some hits now to fill it up. Overall, it's not a drastic change since most energy weapons come with fast attack rate, thus filling up the meter rather quickly. But for some specific weapons like the Gauss shotgun, it is definitely noticeable. Well, Update 37 brought lots of exploit fixes, and that's always a positive thing for the game. At this point in time, it's close to impossible to put an end to cheating, and I think that's clear to most of us. That doesn't and shouldn't stop Bethesda from trying to fix as much as they can. With the latest patch, one of the methods to trade untradable items was supposedly fixed. Note that such exploits are crucial for most third-party websites to sell popular untradable endgame gear, legacies, and even hacked stuff. This doesn't mean untradable items are now truly untradable, because as far as I know, there are plenty of different ways to achieve the same goal. Now, I'm no glitcher, as you guys should know, but the cheater community always seems to find a way. They either find a way to bypass fixes or discover new ways to reach the same goal. Anyway, for now, let's take this fix with a grain of salt. They probably fixed one, yes. I say probably because I cannot test it, so I don't know if it is true, but there are other glitches live for sure, so in the end, it won't change much. Another patch, another dupe fix. No surprise there at this point, with insane amount of duplication exploits 76 has and had in the past. It's perfectly normal that we see such fixes on a regular basis. Now, if you ask me what type of dupe did they fix this time, I have absolutely no idea, especially after my recent break, but in the end, does it matter? Not really, as long as it's true. One less dupe live equals less cheating, so obviously this is a patch highlight, which I could not skip. If you wish to know details about what exactly is fixed regarding cheating, you should probably check the cheating channels, just saying. Still on the exploit fix topic, there is one more which caught my attention. According to Bethesda, there was a glitch which allowed players to move workshop items into camps. Now, that's a really strange one. It doesn't exactly sound too bad at first, but if such items or blueprints could be imported into camps, no matter the existing budget, then I can understand why Bethesda decided to focus on a fix for this one. Again, I'm unsure about how the cheat worked, but regardless of the details, it's one less thing to worry about now. Okay, now let's go over some major event fixes, starting with Meat Week and Graham's Meat Cook. In the past edition of this seasonal event, all hell broke loose as the event rewards stopped working properly. No matter how well players performed, the event would always complete by fetching the lower tier rewards, and that's really disappointing to say the least. As a result, Bethesda even cancelled the edition and replaced it with the Invaders from Beyond event at the time. However, with Update 37, the issue seems to be resolved. The event rewards should be back to normal and working based in 3 stages. Depending on the player's performance, of course. The next edition of Graham's Meat Cook is only coming on August 16, so there's a couple of weeks ahead of us until we can understand if everything is really in order or not really. Alright, one of the most ancient bugs in Graham's Meat Cook is finally getting patched. I'm talking about Grahm and his mighty will to roam around the event area. It's like he can't stand his own event anymore and just decides to wander off, sometimes to deep areas in the forest region, and nobody can even find him anymore. According to Bethesda, this problem should be gone now. Grahm should no longer roam or wander off the event area. But just like the last point, we will have to wait for the next edition of Meat Week in mid-August to find out if it's really fixed or not. I guess if he's always there, then it's fixed. If he disappears suddenly, then something didn't go so right. The Moonshine Jamboree event also received a major bug fix. Now, I know this event has its share of bugs, like this one where progress simply doesn't happen, but in this case the fix is regarding the autofill bug, which happened when players delivered the acidic Culper Venom too quickly. As a result, the system would not register everything delivered and would result in a failed event as shown in the footage. I know, nothing made sense. That's why we desperately needed a fix. Obviously, this was never intended and this problem should be part of the past now. Actually, the event should no longer fail regardless of how much or how little Venom players deliver. I had the chance to complete an event last night and everything went as planned, so hopefully this one is true as well. The next major fix is about character creation. Did you know that each account should have 5 character slots? Before this patch though, a harsh bug was conditioning the slot limits for some accounts, reducing the 5 slots to 4 or 3 normally. In my case, I was stuck at 3 characters for a long time, but it didn't bother me since I only play 1 character. I even thought the max was 3 characters per account. I'm not going to pretend. But after the patch and this note, I noticed I was wrong. I also noticed that the new button is under my existing tunes, so I can create 1 more, probably 2 more if I want. I went ahead to test in the name of science and everything ran as expected. If you were affected by this issue in the past, give it a try now, it should be running smoothly. The Settler Forager is a minor ally who was never able to provide ally quests, but it seems like that was just the works of another nasty bug. In the latest patch, that's solved though. I tested this one in depth, and first of all, the Forager does give you daily ally missions, and you can certainly complete them too, it's not only for the show. In this case, I had to rescue a poor bastard being held hostage by robots inside the dire chemical, and that's it. I returned to the Forager for my reward, and I encountered no issues. Everything is working just nice. Perfect. Moving forward, I spotted a major building change with this patch. The classic metal columns can now stack by snapping on top of each other, but I'm not so sure this change is working as intended. I mean, first of all, you can stack it really high, defying gravity in all sense of support. Look at that, it's really high. And secondly, I found out you can remove the base column, leaving the rest floating in the air. The magic has returned. Yeah, something definitely didn't go so right with this one, but hey, at least you can now further decorate or add a bit more support to your buildings. So enjoy it while it lasts. To finish off these patch highlights, we have a few perk fixes. For instance, awareness is now displaying the correct values when paired with the stabilized perk. Before the patch, the armor ignore effect was not calculating with awareness. as if stabilized was not working. However, that didn't seem to be the case. It was a matter of incorrect displayed values. Anyway, everything seems to be working fine now. I tested the defense numbers on these ghouls with and without the stabilized perk on, and the values are now updating once the perk is equipped. So this is great news for power armor users who use big guns and rely on awareness to read their enemies. Lastly, the EMT Charisma perk is finally fixed. Can you believe that? This medical perk has been broken for a long time, so long I cannot remember. Did it ever work? It was like a perk with no benefits. How extremely useful, huh? Anyhow, when you revive a down teammate, their HP should regenerate as a direct effect of the perk. Madocrot here let ghouls devour him in the name of science, thanks by the way, and as shown, the perk is doing its job. His HP went up in no time and he used nothing, no steam packs. Note that until update 37, the regen effect was not triggering at all. It seems to be like another fix is in place, and that's fantastic. Update 37 is certainly nothing special. There's like no new content at all, but that was to be expected since Bethesda announced this is a quality of life patch focused on bug fixes and improvements. Overall, it's a type of patch 76 needs, so I don't think there is reason to complain, at least not too much. Let's not forget that the Expeditions DLC is arriving soon in September, and that one will be huge, like massive, the largest update of 2022 for sure. Alright then, that's it regarding patch highlights. I hope you enjoyed. As promised in the intro, let me give you a quick update on my end. I know I sort of disappeared for some weeks, and that's because 2022 has been horrible for me. My health has been not so good, as you surely noticed by now. After COVID, a couple of harsh flus, and even eye surgery, I recently screwed up my back. Don't ask me how, but for like 3 weeks I had lots of pain and I couldn't stand or sit for very long periods of time. I was advised to rest, to take it easy. Also, my anxiety levels have been quite high, and yeah, 76 doesn't exactly help. I have been supporting this game since the very start, and it's disheartening to see things going downhill. It's depressing even to realize that years of work based on 76 are sort of going down the drain, as they say. And finding a new game is really not that easy for both me and you guys, my audience. It's a tough place to be, trust me on this one. Don't get me wrong though, I still love 76 and creating videos. I actually missed it a lot. Almost every week I was like, I will come back, and then something happens and I eventually didn't come back until now. Sometimes things really don't go as expected or planned. That's the TLDR of what has been going on with me. I hope I did not upset you guys too much with my absence. I think that's long enough for this video, so let's wrap things up. Thanks for watching. I'm Marta Branco. Feel free to leave a like and subscribe to help the channel out. You can always go an extra mile too if you enjoy my content by becoming a member or patron. Remember, quality takes time. That's it for now. I will see you all very soon in the next video. Until then, take care. Adios. Bye bye.